So about a year ago, I posted a video talking about my Eunos Roadster, and I haven't posted anything on YouTube about it since. So today, we're going to be doing an update video on it. Let's get into it. Before I actually get into this video, it would mean a lot to me if you hit the like button and subscribe down below. I'm really trying to grow this YouTube channel, so liking, sharing, subscribing, and continuing to do all that good stuff actually does help, and I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's actually get into today's video. When I started posting content again, I really wanted to solely focus on my work, my videography, my photography, and behind the scenes content of that, as well as the content that I produce from that. Almost a full year prior to filming this video, my goal was to do content for specifically the Miata, and I didn't really have any intentions of doing anything aside from Miata content, as well as doing short films and recap videos from events and stuff like that. And since then, it's changed a little bit. So when I started posting weekly content maybe 4 or 5 months ago now, I really had no intentions of doing anything car related. I really didn't want to do anything with the cars. And the reason for that is because I don't have anything set for a build series. I don't have any funds set aside for a build series. And you know, could I afford to do stuff to the car? Absolutely. But my main focus is photography and videography and continuing to grow that. So all my money and time and all of that has really just been solely invested to making YouTube content and, you know, doing stuff for clients and really just trying to stay on top of all that. But I've actually been getting a lot of views on the video I posted last year talking about my car. And it was kind of surprising because at first I got maybe 100 views on the video, and out of nowhere it kind of just started to gain traction. And it doesn't have so many views, but compared to all the videos that I have on my YouTube channel, it's up there with one of the most viewed videos on my channel. So I figured this is a perfect time to do a little update. It's been a year since I posted that video. A lot has changed to the car, but also a lot really hasn't changed to the car. But a lot of work has been done to the car. If that hasn't confused you, let's talk about the state the car was in the last time I filmed this video, as well as what I've done to it since. So when I filmed the first video introducing my Eunos Roadster or Miata, depending on where you're from or what you consider this, technically it's a Eunos Roadster, but I do have it registered as a Mazda Miata solely for the ease of title and getting insurance and all that. But it is an actual Eunos Roadster. It was imported from Japan. The car was pretty much bone stock when I filmed the first video, and my whole purpose for actually filming that video was because when I filmed it later that day, I was actually planning to start taking it apart because we were filming a project for Koenig. Literally the day I filmed that video, I was working on another piece of content because we were like in the midst of COVID and we had to film at home. And one of the things I was doing was replacing the fender. Now this actually isn't the fender I replaced it with, it's actually the original fender, but just for B-roll purposes, I was testing out a new fender and I was getting shots of me working on the car because it had to do with the video we were doing. I don't even remember what video we were shooting, but it was related to that video. And from that point on, I just started making more and more changes to the car. The car has been fully painted. It took a very long time, and if you're interested in Miata content, stay tuned. I'm not gonna give you an actual date because it's something that's in the works and it's gonna be a very big project, but I did film a lot of the process of me repainting this car, so I really do want to do some kind of short film style video of just that. I also have put Koenig wheels on it. It's running 15x8 Koenig countergrams with a 25 offset, and the tires I'm running are a 195/50, so it's like a very, very minimal stretch, but I really love how they look on the car. I put a front lip on the car. It's really not anything too crazy. The interior looks exactly the same. I have not done anything to the interior. All of that looks exactly the same. The hard top is actually not on the car right now because it's a really nice day, so I've been running the soft top. I also put a new soft top on it because the last one I had a giant hole in it, and I was kind of tired of getting caught in the rain and either having to deal with my deck lid getting wet or just getting wet overall, because for a while I was actually running topless because I was repainting the car. The headlights that are on here, I believe were on the car when I filmed the last video. They're Jeep headlights. I don't even remember where I got them from, but they're pretty much halos and projectors. I wired the halos up That's definitely something that is much more recent because I went a very long time without actually having those hooked up. It was really just the low and high beams that were connected, but I finally hooked up the halos, so the halos are working. There's no rear bumper on the car because I was having issues repainting the last one because there was a really massive bump on it. And I tried looking for a clean one. It was really hard to find one. I found one that was pretty beat up, but it required a lot of sanding and I wasn't with it, so I left it off. I am planning to do a rear bash bar. That is absolutely on the list of things to do because one, they're really cool, and two, it's actually gonna be helpful for an upcoming project I have, but if you wanna know more about that, you're gonna have to subscribe and stay tuned. There are coilovers on the car. It was on stock suspension in the first video I filmed. I hope I don't get shit for this, and if I do, I don't care because I was very desperate and very in a rush to get this car ready for Sevens Day last year, which actually didn't manage to get done because the prep work took a lot more time on this car than I expected. I hope I don't get shit for this, but I'm running Raceland coilovers, and if you have anything to say about that, let me know in the comments below because it was a very impulsive decision and it was a very last minute decision. I was on kind of a time crunch when trying to get coilovers. Now I tried finding something good used and I really wasn't able to find anything, and I was also on a pretty tight budget. So Raceland actually offers next day delivery if you order within a certain time frame. So I think I only had maybe a couple of days to put the coilovers on the car and paint it and have everything ready for 7th day. But due to a whole bunch of weather conditions and a whole bunch more prep work that kind of unfolded on itself, I actually wasn't able to get the car ready for 7th day. But I left the coilovers on there because I was like, you know what, screw it, they're already in the car. And until I get some really nice coilovers, some actual coilovers, because let's face it, these really aren't the best. But until I get some nicer coilovers, they're gonna be on the car because at the end of the day, it works, and sitting, I think the car actually looks pretty good. On the rear of the car, I have a finish panel. I actually don't even know where it's from. I think it's a 6-speed finish panel, and I think it's a replica of a GV finish panel. Don't quote me on that, but if you know where the finish panel actually originates from, please let me know in the comments below. But this finish panel actually I found when I went to go pick up a hood for the Miata. Now, the hood wasn't for this Miata. It was actually a hood from my first Miata, and one of my best friends, his name's John, he painted on the bottom of the hood because he's a graffiti artist. He painted something really cool, and when I saw that this guy was parting out that car that I used to own, I was like, you know what, I have to go and get that hood because that's something that I'm just going to essentially cherish forever. So that hood is actually sitting in my garage, and it's not really doing anything, it's just there. It's a cool piece of artwork that I have from, you know, my first car, and it's something that my friend made, so I essentially just had to have it. And when I was there, I was looking to see if I needed any other parts, and he happened to have this finish panel just kind of sitting on a table with a whole bunch of other stuff. So I was looking at it and I was like, hey, just out of curiosity, like, is that finish panel for sale? And he was like, yeah, if you want it. I think I paid like 120 bucks for it, which is crazy because I think brand new, it's like 200 just for the panel and another 200 just for the lights. So a $400 panel only cost me $120, and all I really had to do was paint match it. So I'm really stoked on how it looks on the back of the car. And to be honest, it does look a lot better than the stock taillights. So I'm very, very happy with that. And aside from that, that's really it. I haven't really done anything else to the car aside from respray it, put coilovers, I got a new soft top, put wheels on it, and the rear finish panel. Everything else is exactly how you saw it in the first video, if you saw the first video. If not, there'll be a little annotation up here, or the link will be in the bio, or at the end of this video, I will post it at the end and you'll be able to watch it. There's a million ways for you to go watch the video, but if you haven't seen the video, it's on my channel, go find it. I don't really have any set plans for this car. There are a lot of things that I would like to do to it. There are a lot of film related things that I would like to have hooked up to this, so that way I can bring this car to all the car meets while also using it to film. But there's no definite plans. There is a lot that I would like to do to it. There's just no exact time frame for when that's going to happen. As much as I would like to produce a lot more content solely around this car, I feel like it's been very hard to do so because I've kind of just been doing things here and there that I can squeeze in to get them done. I actually got hit today, and I think this is what made me want to make this video, aside from, you know, having not posted any Miata content in a while. But there's actually a chip here on the front bumper because somebody backed into me at a light. And yes, I did say they backed into me at a traffic light. And you know, it kind of sucks, but whatever, it is what it is. The bumper is gonna get repainted. Hopefully I'll either have a rear bumper or a bash bar. And right now there's a car behind me, and I hope he doesn't stay parked behind me. I can't promise when the next video about this car is going to come out, but just know that because this car is part of my life and this channel is about me, my photography, my videography, and overall just my lifestyle, best believe you're going to be seeing it here and there in the channel. But I don't have any promises as to when I'm going to be posting more Miata specific content. All right, so that is going to be it for today's video. Guys, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Would you like to see more Miata content on this channel? If so, what are you interested in seeing? I'm into cars. I'm a car guy. I do everything myself for the most part. It's very rare that I take this to the shop, so I'm pretty hands-on. I absolutely will not be doing any tutorials because anything I do to this car is pretty much a learning experience. But let me know in the comments below. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and hit the subscribe button because I absolutely do appreciate it and it really does help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and before I forget, I actually have a hashtag for this car. So on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you're using, if you look up the hashtag NavMX5, it's actually also my plate, and somebody was actually able to find me or able to find my Instagram and send me photos that they took me on the highway one time because of my plate. The hashtag is NavMX5. So search that, follow it, and you'll see more content of the Miata.